Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Up next at the famed Paper Mill Playhouse in Millburn, New Jersey is the fun-filled musical Pump Boys and Dinettes, which will begin on April 6th. And we drop by the rehearsal studio to bring you a sneak peek and to meet the company.
Putting it back together, several people approached us about directing it, and they were all good people. But we sat down, Patrick and I, and we thought, wouldn't it be great to get somebody who was involved in the original to bring that flavor back? And our model for this was when we did Chorus Line a few years ago, and we brought back Mitzi Hamilton, who was spectacular. And I thought, it's the same steps, it's the same staging, but somehow it's really special because all that history and background comes through. And I have a friend named Nancy Voights in Chicago who did Pump Boys with John Foley years and years ago, and she said, oh my God, he's my next door neighbor, you got to talk to him. So I called him up and I said, hey, would you be interested in doing this? And he was like, oh yes, I've always wanted to go back to it. I've done a few productions over the years, but kind of bring it back to its roots. And that's what he's done. He's brought back all that original flavor and the stories and all the history that people just looking at the script and the music don't get. That doesn't come with it.
You were one of the original creators, John. You are now directing this. What has this whole experience been like for you with revisiting Pump Boys?
It's really nice because we were very intensely involved in the early days, and then I went off and lived my life and did other shows and raised some children and all this kind of stuff. So I have partial amnesia about the show, which is really good. So I'm going, oh, what do we do there? So, and also I wanted Mark was so great at Paper Mill. I said, I want to take a look at it. It's been 40 years since the thing came out. And I remember some of the initial impulses that kind of, how that kind of drifts away as shows get done and over. So I said, I want to go back to some of that original stuff and those kind of sharp edges and put them back in. So he was great. He heard that right away. So that's really fun, is really go back and explore it as if I hadn't had anything to do with it in the first place.
I love the music, and these guys are great. They're game to try anything, and so it's actually really been quite fun.
I love to watch the way you work. This goes back to like theater basics. It's mic stands, it's chords, it's rocking out, it's playing, let's talk about the kitchen stuff these kids have to play.
Well, that's John. I was just like this, the first time I watched them do it, I was cackling because the ladies were like, and now they're rock stars. But I love, it's utilizing everything that would be a part of their environment, and which makes it so fun. So it feels casual and organic, but at the same time, and I said to them, but it also has to become theatrical. So it's a really fine line to play, but I really mean this. They're so individual, but they complement each other so well, I think. And they have been an absolute dream for non-dancers.
We did our second run through this morning, so I think we're all feeling a little bit more comfortable. And the music is just super fun. It's fun to play with everybody. We all play the instruments, and we have fun doing that together.
Did you know the show before you started?
I did know it. I really wanted to do it. I'm from North Carolina. It takes place in North Carolina, so it's sort of, people have been telling me for a long time, oh, you should do the show.
You play so many fun instruments. Talk about some of the instruments you play.
Well, I have learned harmonica and accordion for the show, and then I play a bunch of kitchen percussion, and then guitar, which I have played for a while, and I think that's it.
Well, let's talk about the kitchen percussion.
Okay, yeah.
Did you, you play like graters and, right, like pots and pans?
Graters, we play spoons, we play bowls, we play pans, we play the counter, whatever's there.
What was the easiest kitchen instrument to play, and what was the most difficult or challenging to learn?
Well, the cheese grater is a little challenging.
'Cause I'm all day on my feet, I need a tip. Oh yeah. When you leave a 20%, you'll always find me sweet, so leave a tip.
It's a ton of fun. It's a show that I've listened to since I was a kid in the 80s, and I've loved the music, and to be able to work with John Foley, one of the original Pump Boys, on it is a dream come true, really.
So what kind of insight did John give you on working on this as the director?
John, well, specifically for me, he gave me a lot of influence into Mark Hardwick, who originated the role of LM and wrote a lot of the music. Just his influences as a piano player, as a songwriter and stuff, because he's no longer with us, so I don't have that wealth of information from him personally. So John was able to inform a lot of that, and it helps to inform LM because a lot of Mark is in LM.
How do you describe the type of music that's in this show that you play?
Overall fun, but it ranges for me from ragtime to country to some like hillbilly rock and roll. It's just every kind of style you could want as a piano player, and I played in a lot of bars, so I'm getting to use a lot of those materials too.
I mean, I've got the original Jackson directing me as Jackson. What more of a dream come true could a fella ask for?
What's it been like working with John? Of course, like you say, directing you, original creator, and the role you're playing.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. I get nervous a lot. I find myself nervous. And then I'm like, he reminds me, Gabe, I'm just a man. No, he's a dream. He's an absolute, absolute sweetheart of a guy, and it's been amazing.
And what's been the best part about working on this? I mean, just the instruments you all play.
I mean, yeah, the fact that I love playing electric guitar, and I love acting, and I get to do it all my favorite stuff, and they even give you a few bucks for it. So, not a bad gig.
The show is everything that we've wanted to do. I mean, I was saying before, it's basically like you're playing. It's like in 6th grade when you get your first instruments and you're all in your basement and you're just rocking out and playing. All these musicians are amazing. And it's just some of the best music that we get to rock out and have a good time. I get to jump around on my bass, go absolutely crazy, and yeah, it's a blast.
Your bass is choreographed.
Yes. Yeah, I mean...
Add that to your resume now.
Yes, it is very, very fun. It's probably my favorite thing to do is just go jump around on a bass and flip it around and do all that stuff. It's been fun, and everyone seems to like it, so when you get to rock out, and there's nothing cooler than when you stand on an instrument that's supposed to be orchestral and gorgeous, and you're like, no, did he actually do that? And you're like, yes, it's okay, it's completely fine, it's not going to break.
They don't break, do they?
No, they're held together by glue, so there's a certain amount of pressure that you can put on, depending on the weather, so yeah, it works out great, and it stays.
Oh, the cast is unbelievable. I mean, who hasn't been a big fan of Alicia's forever? I mean, to get to play scenes and work with her is such a treat. Julie sings like Alison Krauss, and she's so funny, and you get the guys in the band, everyone, just the caliber of actor musicianship is off the charts. So if you're into that kind of thing, this is a prime example of the worlds of music and the worlds of theatrical comedy coming together in a beautiful, beautiful, seamless way.
What are you looking forward to the most with playing at Paper Mill and just doing this show for audiences?
Oh, well, I mean, it's so funny, and I think everyone can relate to it. My character is lovable but deeply flawed, like all of us. And I just can't wait to connect with the people, because there's a lot of it that's interactive and very playful and get the audience to say things back to us. So I'm really looking forward to breaking the fourth wall and, reaching out into the audience and just having a great time with the people.
Retta's a kick in the pants, and she's doesn't take no shit from nobody. But she's great.
Sassy and fun,
Sassy.
right?
I tend to play sassy roles, which I'm A-okay with, for sure.
Did you know the show well before you started?
Not well, no. I have only, I knew a couple of the songs from it, but and I'd seen one production of it, but a while back, so I'm so excited to be part of it. I mean, the guy, and I'm really the only hack that's only playing the cheese grater and oatmeal and such, but everybody else is really playing instruments, so it's cool.
You're rocking up there. Let's talk about your kitchen percussion. Let's talk.
That?
I love
That's not
it.
even the start of it. You should see in a different scene. That's like light. That's kitchen light. There's another one where I'm really going to town on everything. But yeah, I mean, we had to learn certain things are by the book, like written in the book, the percussive stuff, and then other stuff. John's very like, go have fun with it, go crazy, and I'm getting better by the day.